Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 49 of my Billions and Billions challenge. In today's episode, I am going to use builders from the mod RFTools to design a system that can automatically build turbines and reactors from the mod Extreme Reactors. So let's get started. Now, this is actually something that I probably should have built in the distant past, because this will allow me to quickly build buildings with turbines and reactors from the mod Extreme Reactors. Basically, it would allow me, or will allow me, to very quickly up power production at this base here that is actually very near to my main base. So my main base is right here, and this is the new area. In the last episode, I set up the oil refinery and the generator system in this building here. And today I'm going to be working in this building here and this new building over here as well. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to grab these space chambers and space chamber corner blocks. And these will allow me to set up builders, and let's just get into it. So what I have already built are, I have a pair of turbines right here, and I have a reactor cross section right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some space chamber blocks around these structures. So let's go ahead and get that stuff in my inventory. So what we're going to do is we are going to leave kind of a gap here. So actually, let's go ahead and put this space chamber controller. What we're going to do with the space chamber controllers is we are going to put them on the front left, or the near side left corner. Bottom corner, that is, of each of the structures. I also have a tower cross section down here in the basement, and this tower cross section is just basically a section of tower for this building right here, so I can also build the tower very quickly. So let's go ahead and put these space chamber corner blocks in the front left corner here of all of these structures. And then on the other corners, we are going to use these space chamber corner blocks, and I called these the corner blocks. These are the controller blocks, excuse me. So let's grab these corner blocks here, and what we're going to do is put them on the corners of the structures here. So I did not mean to do that. So let's go ahead and do the floor corners first, because that's the easiest. And if you'll notice, I built these structures floating off the ground, and that's because when you set up these space chambers, you need some air block or some space here. Otherwise, you won't capture the entire structure in your space chamber. So let's go ahead and build the top corner blocks here. And obviously that needs a little bit of help with some cobblestone here to get them to where they need to be. And so let's do the last one here. And there we go. This is a valid space chamber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a space chamber card. And this one's already set because I was tinkering around with this system to make sure everything was going to work right. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this controller right here. It is of the third channel because it is the third space chamber controller block that I set down. This being the first, that being the second. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this space chamber card and we're going to right click on that. So it sets this space chamber card to channel 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the others to set them as channel 1 and 2. But for right now, let's just go ahead and see how this system is going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a section of tower. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to set up a builder right here. Because if you remember, we set up the space chamber controller blocks on the front left corner of the structure. So what I need to do is I need to set the builder on the front left corner of the structure. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop in this space chamber card that I have set to the third channel. And we're going to drop it in, and we are going to put it on the copy setting and redstone onto active. So that's exactly what we want. And then we want the builder at the southwest corner, which I don't think I have that accurate. Wait. So wait, we're at the northwest corner? Northeast corner? We're in the northeast corner. I can't do anyways. Yeah, this would be the northeast corner. In testing, I think this is how I had this set up. So we're going to find out if this is accurate or not. So what we're going to do is this builder does require power. It does already have some power because I had set this builder down in the past and actually had it going. So what we're going to do for power is we're just going to hook up a resonant energy cell here, and we're going to have it output to the top because the builders don't use that much power, to be honest. And then what we need to do, the last step here, is we need to give the builder the things that it needs. So the things that it needs are going to be the glass panes and stone and even an elevator. So let's go ahead and set this modular storage unit on top here. And we need to provide this modular storage unit with those items. Otherwise, it won't be able to actually build the structure. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. So we need a bunch of stone. Let's go up and fill up my inventory, and I might need even a little bit more stone than that. I'm not really sure. So let's maybe grab a couple more, and then let's get some glass, these glass panes. So let's get those, and then we need an elevator as well. And let's actually just grab a bunch of elevators because we can use the same modular storage unit to build several levels of this tower. We'll just have to move it each time. And then what we need to do is we need to give this a redstone signal. I found in the past, usually I have to actually toggle the switch twice. So let's go ahead and see. So yeah, that it didn't turn it on, but if I do that, it should. Okay, not scanning. Why are you not scanning? Maybe it's because I don't have it set up to the right dimension here. So we should be at the northeast corner, I think, is actually where this builder is. Yeah, so let's try that. Why are you not going? So redstone on to active. Set horizontal rotation. We are copy. We do have the right space chamber card. Let's double check this. Okay, so we didn't. Okay, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to use my smart wrench. So the step that I forgot here is what we need to do with the space chamber is we need to hit the space chamber controller with the smart wrench, and you should hear that that noise that it makes. So that means that the chamber was successfully created. And now what I can do is I can take this card and right click on that, and then if I just right click on nothing, it should tell me exactly what we need here. So we need 2 elevators, a bunch of stone and a bunch of glass. And it only needs 444,000 RF. That is obviously not very much. So let's go ahead and try this again. So let's throw this card in here. So the builder is at the northeast corner. So let's go ahead and see if this works because it is in the northeast corner of the structure. So yeah, I'm just going to toggle the switch. There's a chance that it builds in the wrong spot, which is not going to be ideal, but if that happens... not scanning. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so yes, it started building in the wrong spot. Let's go ahead and set it to southwest corner because that's what I had it at before. So that might be the correct thing to do here. So let's try this again. Yes. So as you can see, it's building. It'll build one level at a time, and it kind of builds in strips. Obviously, there's a bunch of empty blocks, so it does take a little time to go through those strips of empty blocks. But as you can see, it did build, or it is building up. So that is cool. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go away. I'm going to get rid of this right here because this is incorrect and in the wrong spot. And I'm also going to form up the space chambers that are around the turbines and the reactor cross-section. And once I have all of that stuff done, I will be right back. So I have the portion of tower that I accidentally built in the wrong spot deleted, as well as the space chambers set up, or at least the space chamber blocks are all placed down. However, while setting all of this up, I think there's going to be complication. And the thing is, these space chambers are kind of set up beside each other, and there could be some sort of conflict when trying to form them. So what I'm actually going to do, or what I'm going to try to avoid the conflict, is I'm going to take this space chamber controller block and actually put it over here in this corner. So let's see if this will make everything work like it needs to. So let's go ahead and try to form our space chambers and see if it's going to work. So it said it formed successfully. And let's see if they formed how I want them to. So let's go ahead and click on this, and then we'll click on this. So this is all turbine stuff. So okay, so not movable. We're not going to be moving these, so I still think we're going to be okay. Hopefully I can still build this stuff. There's a chance that I won't actually be able to. So let me try something else. So let's go ahead and delete one block of each of these turbines, because they are kind of a multi-block structure, or they are a multi-block structure. And let's try this again. Okay, so everything's still not movable. So I am going to go ahead and try this, but I'm actually not sure that this is going to work, which would be really sad if it didn't. And kind of defeat the purpose of this, to be honest. But let's go ahead and do this anyways. It says the blocks aren't movable, but maybe they will be buildable. So let's go ahead and set this one as well, and let's double check that everything is correct with this one. So everything looks correct. So the next thing that I need to do is let's go ahead and build the bottom of the reactor, because I don't actually have the bottom of the reactor in the design there. So what I'm going to do with the bottom of the reactor is I need to first get an area here, and I need to get the right area. So this is the center, and I think that'll be that. And then we just need to take this almost to the wall, I think. Yes, that should be correct. And then let's go ahead and grab the blocks that we need for this. So we're going to need some reactor blocks. Okay, so here's some casings. And let's go ahead and grab some glass as well. And then we're going to need a controller. So let's grab a controller. We're going to need 3 control rods per the design, and some fluid ports. Actually, I should only need 1 fluid port, but I'm probably going to go ahead and grab several if I can find it. Oh, it's called a coolant port is why I can't find it. So let's go ahead and grab those, as well as some water source blocks. I'm not sure. Okay, I do have. Cool. So let's go ahead and build the bottom of the reactor. We're also going to have to manually build the top of the reactor as well, but that's not really a problem. And it's really, really easy to replace the top, to be honest. So let's go ahead and make kind of the outside casing of the structure, or the outside of the bottom, I guess. And actually, it might be easier if I do a little flying. So there's that, and then we need the fuel rods. So let's actually place... Actually, let's go ahead and place the controller right here. So the fuel rods in the design that I'm going to be using are the same as the design that I've used in the past with the reactor actually at my main base. So basically, there's just going to be 1 space between the fuel rods here, and then 4 spaces until the end of the reactor on either side, with the reactor only having an internal width of 3. So the rest of these blocks are, we're going to have some coolant ports here. Let's actually go ahead and add these kind of between these fuel rods here, or where the fuel rods will be rather. And then we can go ahead and get the reactor glass. And let's go ahead and grab a wand just to make this maybe a little bit easier to build. And do we have this on the right mode? I'm not really sure if we do or not. No, we don't. So let's go ahead and do that before I put a block in a bad spot. Okay, so the bottom of the reactor should be done at this point. So let's go ahead and add the water blocks that will give the reactor its initial supply of water. So there we go. I just remembered that there's something else I need, and that would be the reactor access ports. So I need 2 of those as well. So let's go ahead and place these. Let's say where exactly is my street? So that would be over here. I didn't mean to go down like that. So let's go ahead and add the access ports, say over here and over here. And then we can turn one of these to be an outlet and the other can be an inlet. I'm not going to set up the automatic in or out just yet. I can do that at a later time. So let's go ahead and try to build a section of reactor. And so actually I already have the builder with me. So let's, one thing I need to double check is where do I have the controller block? So the controller block is on the right corner of the reactor here. So let's go ahead and put the builder on the right corner as well. And that's the wrong building. So the builder needs to be in this block space right here. And I want it to be facing this way as well. So let's go ahead and place that down. I think that is all correct. So let's go ahead and place a modular storage unit on top once again. Let's go ahead and actually add the things that we need. So actually, let's get the right space chamber. So we need 28 reactor casings, 4 coolant ports, reactor glass, platinum, reactor cells. So let's see here. So I don't think I need the wand anymore. I did need that glass. I don't know why I got rid of it. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's get some reactor glass. If I remember right, it was something just south of 2 stacks. So let's just grab several stacks there. We need some reactor fuel cells, which that is the NuclearCraft variant. Let's grab the actual Extreme Reactors variant here. Okay, there we go. So let's craft some more of these. I don't think I actually need nearly that many, but we'll grab them just in case. And then we need some reactor coolant ports. So let's grab those. I need 4 of them for each section, so let's just craft 4 of them for right now. What else did we need? So we have the casings, we have the coolant ports, we have the glass, we have the cells. We need platinum now. So let's grab some platinum. Let's just grab all that we have for right now, and let's throw all of this in here. And I think we should be just about good to go. So we are on the copy state here, and let's throw down this lever and flip it, and let's see what happens. So it's not scanning. Let's try it again. Okay, so what's it doing? It says okay, so it has no power. That's my bad there. Okay, so it never had power to begin with, so it didn't do anything. I hope that's the entirety of the problem there. So let's try this again. And this is in the wrong spot. Okay, so we need this. And I'm going to have to clean this up. Not cool. Oh, and I did build some stuff out there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clear this up real fast, and I'm going to do that off camera. And once I have this cleared up, I'm going to go ahead and try again. It does look like it's going to place all of the blocks, which is fantastic. Is it? Actually, I'm not so sure. Did I actually have the fuel cells? Do I have those? I do have the reactor fuel rods. Did it not place any of those? Hang on. So, plot twist. I might have screwed this up. Yep. Plot twist indeed. So, I have the wrong fuel cell variants here. So, I'm going to go ahead and replace these. I'm going to tear down the portion of the reactor that I accidentally built. And then we're going to go ahead and try this again. And once I have that, or all of that is accomplished, I will be back. Okay, so I'm ready for another crack at this. I have this space chamber card correctly configured. We have the correct reactor fuel rods in there rather than the NuclearCraft variants. So let's go ahead and throw this in here. And let's go ahead and toggle the switch. So not scanning, so let's try this again. And that is fantastic. It looks like it's placing down all of the blocks. So if we go ahead and run upstairs, we should be able to see that this is building up. One thing that I will need to change is I will need to grab an extreme wrench here. And let's go ahead and do that because I need to set some of these ports to be output rather than input. But that's not really a big deal. It's really easy to change that. And I'm probably going to have to do the same with the turbine. But the thing is, it does complete this reactor section. And then in the future, all I need to do is throw on a top. And actually, you know what? I can do that really, really quick. So let's just grab some reactor casings. So let's actually type this all out. And just to make this super easy, I'm just going to grab a bunch of these blocks in a wand. I'm not going to worry about making this see-through at this point. And this reactor should form up, no problem. So let's go ahead and just throw the top on and just make sure that this is going to form up like it should. Perfect. So in the future, when I want to build this thing up, which I will, what I'll do is I will delete the artificial top that I threw on, and I will actually just use this builder again and again and again as much as I want the reactor to be tall, if that makes any sense anyways. So I feel like this is a really good setup. Let's go ahead and throw down the turbines. So the turbines are, once again, we actually have, okay, so 2 blocks over here is the spacing. So the builder needs to be right here. The builder on this does need to be in the left corner, the left front corner, as that is where the space chamber is. And we do need this to be set up here. So let's go ahead and double check that we have everything in here. So let's get rid of some stuff out of the inventory that I don't need. So I will need that. I don't need this. I will need this. I don't need that anymore. I won't need these anymore. So let's go ahead and start actually setting things down that I need for this. So we can put that there. Let's go ahead and put the energy cell here. Tell it to output to the builder, and it is getting power, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and throw on this lever, and let's not throw in the space chamber card because I need that to double check. And let's flip that. Okay, so we need ludicrite. We need 48 blocks of that. Let's just go ahead and grab a full stack. We need some turbine. All of the stuff is just turbine stuff. So I think I need about, it's 4 or 5 stacks of the turbine housings. I need less than a stack of that. I need more than a stack of the turbine rotor blades. I need 4 of these. So actually, let's just grab the entire stack. Not really a big deal. We also need some rotor bearings, some controllers, some redstone flux taps. Let's see. Do we have everything here? We have the ludicrite. We have the turbine rotor blade, the turbine controller, housing, rotor shaft. So we need glass. So that is the last thing I think that we need. I'm not sure if we have enough. We actually probably do. I am going to go ahead and grab some more turbine glass. Might as well. I have a bunch of it made up. And let's throw that in there as well. Now we can throw the card in here, and let's go ahead and tell it to do its work. So once again, for whatever reason, these like to... Oh shoot, I forgot there's torches. What I can do is I can just simply run the builder again after I get rid of those torches. Yeah, but as you can see, this is a really neat way to actually build this stuff. So one thing I will have to do is I will have to kind of hack into the... I'm not building this in the correct spot. Yeah, I don't know why I put the builder here. Once again, I put the builder in the wrong spot. The builder needs to be in this block space right here. So everything is shifted over to the left 2 blocks. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to tear these down and put everything back into this modular storage unit here. And then I'm going to try again. I'm going to tear these down off camera, and once I have that done, I will be right back. Okay, so now that I actually have the builder in the correct spot, let's try this one more time. So let's go ahead and build these things up. One thing I will need to do is, and actually let's try to do this as it's building. And I'm not sure if this is going to be possible. So let's go ahead and change that and this as well. So fantastic. That'll save me the problem of having to hack open each turbine and actually manually change those. Because that's what I would have to do. It would actually have been better for me to build the turbines before building the reactor, because the reactor itself actually doesn't have... it actually has air blocks on the inside, so I could just hack open a side real quick and actually change the coolant ports there on that, whereas these turbines here actually have rotor blades in the way, so I'd actually have to hack open the reactor and actually hack away part of the rotor blade. And then obviously I would have to replace all that stuff. So it looks like these turbines are ready to go and everything is ready to go, except for the reactor isn't really ready to go because it doesn't have a fueling mechanism yet. But that's not really what this episode was all about. The episode was all about the automatic building, and it looks like this system works out super, super well. So if I want to add, if I want to make this structure super tall, and I want to add a bunch of turbines and a bunch of power generation, that's going to be super, super easy. And that is going to be something I will probably be doing between episodes. I will be using these systems that I set up in this episode to do that. And I will be powering more void ore miners that I will set up in the basement below this base here. So one more thing before, or actually two more things before I go. Let's go ahead and check my progress so far. So I actually have 1.3 billion iron ingots, so I have already accomplished that goal. I have 800 million diamonds, 797 million gold ingots, and 786 million emeralds. So actually, it's probably only going to be, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and I will actually be to the billion marker on all of this stuff right here, which is the goal of the series. So one thing I was wondering is that I was wondering if anyone wanted to watch a live stream of me actually hitting that landmark of having, it'll probably be the emeralds to be honest, of getting all 4 of these to the 1 billion marker. What I can do is once the last item starts to get close, I can stop the server, and then I could live stream the event. So if you would be interested in watching that, I could also do something during the live stream rather than just sitting here and watching this. I could build something, for example. I don't really have anything in mind at this point, but I certainly could come up with something. So yeah, if you'd be interested in watching that, definitely tell me in the comments down below. But yeah, I think that's a good wrapping up point for today's episode. So in today's episode, I set up a fairly simple building mechanism using the mod RFTools and the builder to duplicate and build structures, mainly a tower, turbines, and a reactor that all go together. And all of this stuff together will help me vastly increase my power generation at this base here. So each set of turbines gives me something like 40,000 RF per tick. So basically, each level of this tower here can power another void ore miner, so that's pretty good progress. And I can do this very, very quickly. So if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely feel free to drop a like down below. And if you like watching automation type stuff in modded Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.